So welcome everyone to your evening meditation based on Miracles Workbook Lesson 284. And we're also going to be reading the preliminary section to this series of workbook lessons. It answers the question, what is the Holy Spirit? So give yourself the next half an hour to do this, going somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed. Sitting comfortably in your favorite meditation posture, whatever that is. If you're sitting on a chair, just sit with your feet shoulder width apart. Don't cross your legs. It keeps the energy nice and open. And just cup your hands in your lap. Close your eyes. I'll start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. So breathing into the belly button, blowing the lower stomach up like a balloon. Second phase of the breath into the heart center. Feel a lovely warm tingling feeling flowing up from the lower stomach and spine into your heart center. And then third phase of the breath into the head. Pause at the top of the inhale. Just find some stillness there and just scan your mind. Noticing any obviously distracting or disturbing thoughts or emotions. Thoughts about the past, thoughts about the future normally fall into this category. Any emotions that go along with those, even little scraps of fear, anxiety, maybe a little bit of a grievance, some resentment. Notice how that shows up physically. It's maybe just a knot in your stomach, a kind of block in your chest, maybe you clenching your jaw when you think of this. Tune into these very subtle signs that you're out of alignment with love. And then exhale just to let it all go. So imagine you blowing these thoughts and emotions away like clouds in a sky. The wind of your breath. Pull the lower stomach into the spine so you're completely empty. And just connect with your true awareness, which is the eternal sky, the unchangeable sky in this analogy. Notice the peace that arises when you do that. So really pay attention during this meditation to the gaps between breaths, the gaps between words, between sentences. So in these gaps, you start to connect with the formless awareness that all these lessons point to. So breathing in again. Nice deep breath in. You feel this life energy rising up from the lower stomach and spine. So it's like a wave of energy rising up with the breath into the middle chest. Feel your heart center filled with this nice warm, tingling, comforting feeling. And then on up into your head. Pause at the top of the inhale. Connect with the breath, find the stillness, smile. And feel a little touch of heaven, of a peace and a joy that lie beyond this world. And then exhale, sighing it all out, making a little sighing sound in the back of your throat. Air flows out of your nostrils, the chest and the stomach suck back in gently, and then you come to rest again at the bottom of the exhale. Just really noticing the stillness, peace. And then repeat the cycle, breathing in, stomach rises, chest rises, like the cresting of a wave. Rising up, pause at the top of the inhale, you freeze frame the wave. Spend a few seconds just appreciating the peace that arises naturally when you bring your mind into the still, calm place. And then you exhale, you sigh it all out. So it's like the sighing sound of the ocean, sighing it back into the waves, subsiding back into the ocean. And the energy kind of subsides back down. So maybe you can feel the subtle flow of energy with the breath rising up as you inhale. Pause, and then sigh it all out, and it subsides back down, just like the cresting and the breaking of a wave in the ocean. And then the cycle repeats itself endlessly. So just step back and just watch your breath. So nowhere to go, nothing else to do, nowhere else to be, nothing else to think about for the next 25 minutes or so. You just breathe, relax, be still. Step back, watch your breath. Notice how peaceful and calming it is when you do that. So there's no conscious stressing, straining, or striving. It's totally the opposite of the ego's program. You just sink in to a deeper, calmer place in your mind. Let the breath take you there. And let these words I'm going to read you just seep into that awareness. Just permeate into a deeper part of your mind, the subconscious, which is where they're needed to undo the default thought system of this world, which we all have, called the ego. The idea that we are a separate self, living in a separate body with a separate identity and our own separate life and goals, interests, dreams, problems, difficulties. None of that is ultimately true. But to wake up to that truth, the truth beyond the seemingly all-pervasive illusion is the task. This is why we meditate, why we listen to spiritual teachings like this. We do any kind of spiritual practice because it points us to a part of our mind that is beyond the illusion. Which leads us nicely into the reading. So that part of your mind is really what A Course in Miracles calls the Holy Spirit. So let's hear more about what the Holy Spirit is. Just keep watching your breath and listening in this very calm, receptive way. You're not trying to intellectually understand these ideas, to evaluate them consciously, to label them, name them, compare them, contrast them, analyze them, judge them, or resist them. You just allow them to sink into an open space in your mind. And that way they're going to go into a deeper part of your mind, really start to do their work in your subconscious, which is where they're needed. So I'll remind you every so often just to keep watching your breath as you listen to these profound words from Jesus. What is the Holy Spirit? So the Holy Spirit mediates between illusions and the truth. Since he must bridge the gap between reality and dreams, perception leads to knowledge through the grace that God has given him, to be his gift to everyone who turns to him for truth. Remember, you can always substitute the word love for God, which I'll do for you as it crops up. Across the bridge that he provides are dreams all carried to the truth, to be dispelled before the light of knowledge. There are sights and sounds forever laid aside. And where they were perceived before, forgiveness has made possible perception's tranquil end. So just reconnect with your breath. Keep watching your breath, finding the stillness. And letting each breath just take you a little bit deeper into that calm, peaceful, relaxed, quiet place in your mind. So the goal the Holy Spirit's teaching sets is just this end of dreams. For sights and sounds must be translated from the witnesses of fear to those of love. And when this is entirely accomplished, learning has achieved the only goal it has in truth. For learning, as the Holy Spirit guides it to the outcome he perceives for it, becomes the means to go beyond itself, to be replaced by the eternal truth. Keep watching your breath. Keep your mind very nice and calm and still and open. No thoughts, just allow these words to sink into the empty vessel of your mind, where because it's empty, they will be received on a much deeper level than if your mind is cluttered with all of its own ideas. So if you but knew how much your Father, your source, yearns to have you recognize your sinlessness, you would not let his voice appeal in vain, nor turn away from his replacement for the fearful images and dreams you made. The Holy Spirit understands the means you made, by which you would attain what is forever unattainable. And if you offer them to him, he will employ the means you made for exile to restore your mind to where it truly is at home. From knowledge where he has been placed by God, by love, the Holy Spirit calls to you to let forgiveness rest upon your dreams and be restored to sanity and peace of mind. Without forgiveness, will your dreams remain to terrify you, and the memory of all your Father's love will not return to signify the end of dreams has come. So just pause, breathe, find the stillness. And you can stay still as you listen to these words. They're going to have a much deeper effect. Going far deeper into your mind than you can consciously conceive of, to do their work and undo thought system of separation, fear, attack, guilt, hatred, and replace it with the truth of love. So accept your Father's gift. It is a call from love to love. Let it be but itself. The Holy Spirit is his gift, by which the quietness of heaven is restored to God's beloved Son, to love's beloved extension, if you prefer that phraseology. Would you refuse to take the function of completing God, completing love itself, when all he wills, all love wills, is that you be complete? So just pause, watching your breath, and just ask yourself that question. Would you refuse to take the function of completing God, of completing love, when all that love wills is that you accept that function and you be complete and whole and healed, perfect, holy, sinless, and complete, as you were created, as you remain? So let's move on to today's lesson, 284. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, filling up the lower stomach. Second phase into the heart center, to the upper chest, into the head. So maximal inhale breath, feel lovely life energy rising up like the cresting of a wave in the ocean. A nice warm tingling feeling up your spine. Coming to rest in your head as you hold the breath briefly. Just scan your mind again and notice any thoughts, particularly any harmful thoughts. So those are thoughts that when you really look at them, do not serve you. There's contracted negative edge to them. Maybe they're overtly attacking, whether they're attacking yourself or someone else. It's the same thing. A fear thought is a hurtful thought. It makes you anxious, deprives you of the certainty and the peace that are your true inheritance. A grievance is a hurtful thought. And now to all of these thoughts that you notice, just apply the idea for today. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. So I can choose. You can choose to change all of your thoughts that hurt. The first step is to become aware of them, which you've done. And now let's make the choice. And that choice is to let them go. So exhale. Exhaling out your mouth. Nice smooth exhale over about 10 seconds. So imagine you blowing these out like a black smoke out of your mouth. All hurtful thoughts. Releasing them into the nothingness that they always were and still are. Pull the lower stomach into the spine. Expel the last remaining air out. And you come to rest there for a few moments in the stillness. And say one more time, I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. So you have a choice. To think those thoughts, to dwell on them, to amplify them, to make them real in your mind or not. Choice to let go of negative, hurtful thoughts is the process of forgiveness, which is what Course in Miracles tries to teach. So breathing in, stomach rises, chest rises as you inhale. This lovely life energy rise up from the lower stomach and spine, rising up into the crown of your head. Pause at the top of the inhale. You exhale, sigh it all out. There's the sighing sound in the back of your throat. The air flows out of your nostrils. Chest and stomach suck back in. And then again, you come to rest at the bottom of the exhale. Connect with the stillness and the peace. I said, pay attention to these gaps between breaths, between words. Because in these gaps, you will find a freedom from all thoughts that hurt. If you can go, even for a few moments, into a place of aware presence, a state of aware presence in which there are no thoughts, you're starting to make the choice to change all thoughts that hurt. So you're not thinking at all, and by definition you can't be thinking thoughts that hurt. Which is why getting out of our thinking minds is one of the major tasks of the spiritual student. To be able to just rest in a state of thoughtless awareness. Experience the peace that automatically unfolds, that arises when you do this. Is the purpose and the path, the practice. So keep watching your breath. Bring nice, deep, slow, rhythmical breaths. Paying attention to all the subtle sensations of the breath, bringing your mind completely into the present moment. Which means that there's no space for other thoughts. So it's like giving the mind a bone. Like you give a dog a bone, same way you give the mind something to chew on. And something that keeps it busy and not thinking any hurtful thoughts. And that's all we're doing with meditation. Just giving the mind something else to focus on than its normal dysfunctional thoughts and emotions that go with them. So keep watching your breath, staying nice, calm, clear, empty, open, but aware as you listen to these few sentences, very short commentary. And so it's interesting that these lessons are now very short. The last half of the workbook lessons get very short. A lot of words, just pointers. The words are just pointers or signposts to help you to go within and connect with the deeper state in your own mind. So I hope that these words will help you do that. So I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. See what Jesus has to say about this idea. So you keep watching your breath and keeping your mind nice and still, calm, empty, open and aware. The words just drop in to that still, calm place, sinking into your subconscious mind, where they will do the greatest good. So loss is not loss when properly perceived. Pain is impossible. There is no grief with any cause at all. And suffering of any kind is nothing but a dream. This is the truth, at first to be but said and then repeated many times, and next to be accepted as but partly true with many reservations, then to be considered seriously more and more, and finally accepted as the truth. So Jesus is giving us a little idea of progression, evolution of our learning and understanding. And the process he just outlined in 3 sentences might take many, many years to really accept the truth without reservation. So say, I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. And I would go beyond these words today and past all reservations, and arrive at full acceptance of the truth in them. So again, breathing in through the nose, you fill up the lower stomach, the heart center, upper chest, the head. Feel slowly life energy rising up from the lower stomach, spine into the head. Just notice any reservations to this idea. These are just the ego's defense against total love, total peace, total joy, because if one thought can come in to hurt you, then That means that love and peace and joy are not absolute, they're not complete. And so invite it in with this short prayer and then just let go, surrender in to silence for 2 minutes to finish the meditation. So say to yourself, Father, addressing the source of your own mind, what you have given cannot hurt, so grief and pain must be impossible. Let me not fail to trust in you today, accepting but the joyous as your gifts, accepting but the joyous as the truth. And as you exhale, just releasing grief and pain, any investment in those, any particular thoughts that seems to stimulate any grief or pain in your mind. Just blowing it all out with the breath, just letting it all go. Finding the stillness, the emptiness, in which lies fullness, completion. For the next 2 minutes, just breathe, relax, and be still. Nothing else to do, nowhere else to go, nothing else to think about. Just sink in to this place in your mind beyond thoughts, beyond all thoughts that hurt, to the formless awareness of the truth. That you are love and nothing else is true. So breathe, relax, be still for the next 2 minutes of silence. If you notice any distracting thoughts, any hurtful thoughts, just gently notice them. Bring awareness to your breath. And by putting more awareness in your breath, just blow them away. Exhale. Turn your breath into the formless stillness beyond thought, to which it leads. So just gently bring your awareness back into the body through the breath. So the same way we entered the meditation, we can come out of it. Take a nice deep breath in. Notice all the sensations around the breath. Stomach rising, chest rising, subtle flow of air into the nostrils, the life energy rising up from the lower stomach and spine into your head. Pause there, connect with the stillness. And then you sigh it all out as you exhale. Just letting it all go. So the air flows out of the nostrils. Notice the subtle sighing sound, the vibration in your throat. Chest and stomach suck back in. And just rest in this exquisite stillness for the next few seconds. So that's 1. On the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes. So 2, noticing all your body senses. Keep breathing as I talk you through this. So you breathe in and you notice airflow of your nostrils. What are you feeling with your hands touching? Notice the weight of your body pressing down into the chair, your feet touching the ground. Notice any subtle taste in your mouth. Don't normally notice things like taste and smells. So breathing in, notice the smell. Notice what you're hearing. Tuning into the subtle sounds in your surrounding environment. Maybe the whirring of a computer fan, the ticking of a clock, car traveling in the distance, whatever it is. Notice it with this peaceful perception. So make no attempt to judge it, name it, label it, evaluate it, analyze it. There's no mental commentary. Allow it to be without any thought. So you're training your mind to start perceiving without thinking. This is what's called non-judgmental perception. It's the major goal of Course in Miracles and any serious spiritual path. And so 3, opening your eyes. Just look around. Just noticing everything in this very, very still, calm state of mind. So don't have to name anything, judge it, label it, give any mental commentary on it at all. Just allow it to be. And notice that there's this underlying sameness, this peaceful presence that underlies all the objects, all the sense perceptions of those objects in this world. So you're training your mind to start to see unity and oneness, where previously it's seen separation and differences. So anchor the state in, notice how peaceful and calm you feel. When you let go of all thoughts that hurt, all that's left is peace, love and happiness. Which is why letting go is so powerful. This may take much practice, but the more you practice, the better you become, and the more peace that unfolds for you. So just anchor that state of peaceful presence in. By noticing it, set the intention to stay there for the rest of the evening. To help you do that, you can practice today's lesson frequently. I've sent you a shorter recording if you're on the WhatsApp group. If you're not, you're on YouTube, just bring this idea to mind. Briefly breathe, notice any thoughts that are hurting. Fly the idea, so I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. And you exhale and you let go. And you find the peace again. And that need only take 10 seconds, 20 seconds. You can listen to the recording if you have it. So I wish you good practicing and a peaceful evening ahead. Just looking to tomorrow. Got a meditation at 12:30 British Summer Time, UK time. It's 11:30 a.m. GMT time or 1:30 p.m. SA time. And then again in the evening, the earlier time slot. So it's 4 p.m. GMT, 5 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. SA time. Join us in the Zoom room then. If you're out there on YouTube, just subscribe to the channel and you'll be able to join any of the evening meditations. I'm broadcasting live on YouTube and you'll be notified when I do go live. So Thank you for listening. I wish you a very peaceful evening. Namaste.
Thank you, Jono.